Well, many of us have been waiting for this news for several months now, and now it's finally happened. The Very Good Food Company, aka the Very Good Butchers, are now releasing their gluten-free options. Now I ask you, is now the time to leave the minor leagues to actually go up to the majors? Now that's what we're going to talk about here on the PlantStock channel today. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not, then welcome back. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and you're interested in companies like the Very Good Food Company, Tattoo Chef, and Beyond Meat, to name a few, make sure to subscribe and don't forget that bell button. And as always, I would also truly appreciate an early thumbs up to help spread the video to more people out there. Thank you, folks. I truly appreciate your help. And if you're interested in following my journey on Instagram, make sure to take a look in the description. And as always, let's take a look at the stock chart, ticker symbol VRY. And right now, it's about 24 minutes before the market's going to open. It landed yesterday at 295, down almost 6%. And if we take a look at their equivalent in the OTC version, it is at $2.32 American dollars, and it was down yesterday about 6.45%. And we know what's going on regarding the uncertainty in the market. But it's going to be really interesting to see how it's going to pan out today in the market regarding this great news. Obviously, when it comes to these days, no matter how good news at times, it's still pushed down. And that would actually be a great thing right now because it gives you a really good buying opportunity, in my opinion. So the news, the Very Good Butchers announces new gluten-free Butcher Select line of plant-based meats. And I actually didn't think that these new products would be released until sometime later this autumn, but it seems that they're going to be available this summer, which is perfect, of course, when people are going to do a lot of barbecuing probably. And as they state, it's a prime cut plant-based goodness. This premium line is set to compete with the likes of none other than Beyond Meat and Impossible Foods. And we're going to talk about what I think about that in the end, so stay tuned. By packing an extra meaty taste and texture while using simple and wholesome ingredients. And according to this article, and I think we know that, just about more and more people in the US are interested in buying more sustainable and plant-based products. More than half of the US households now purchase plant-based foods. And another interesting thing is, which I do feel that this is going to be the strength of this product, is that they're going to be gluten-free. And it is estimated in different research that about 30% of Americans actually avoid gluten. But even though they might be trying to compete more now with Beyond Meat, it still seems that they're not going to leave their core when it comes to being overly processed. It's going to be still minimally processed ingredients. And as I state here, it's going to be probably a better for you product compared to a lot of other plant-based products out there. And this is what the CEO, Mitchell Scott, had to say, quote, "Core to Very Good is our belief that everyone deserves delicious and nutritious plant-based food that is both accessible and not full of unpronounceable ingredients. Butcher Select will engage a new set of consumers with dietary restrictions or preferences." And I think this is important to understand. It's not only about restrictions, it's what people prefer, right? And significantly increase our target customer base. We're thrilled to offer better, cleaner, and more accessible options that taste great, and we hope to inspire even more people to be conscious about the impact of the food they're consuming. Now, folks, down in the comments, tell me how excited you are about this news, because I think this is actually way larger than I thought before. I'm going to talk about why that is. So again, this is a larger deal than I thought about before. And the reason is, yes, one of this company's strengths is that it's had a more whole foods approach, right? It's a healthier version that might attract certain segments of the population out there, right? And I do believe long term, it will suit them well. But let's face it, folks, most people, especially if you're already a meat eater who loves meat, right? If they're going to have some equivalent to a burger, to a meat alternative, right? And they want to try a plant-based meat, they're not gonna care care that much about it being super healthy or not, right? They're going to want it to taste more similar to meat. So if this new product actually has a more meatier taste and a more meatier texture, I do believe that it's going to attract a lot more people out there. And all of you know, I'm very bullish when it comes to the Very Good Food Company, but always I felt that they had a huge disadvantage, and it was that they didn't have gluten-free options, right? Like the article stated, about 30% of Americans choose or cannot eat gluten, and I don't think that's only in the US. I think it's the same probably in Europe and many countries in the world. And unfortunately for people like me, I can't handle gluten very well, because if I eat it, I get issues with my stomach that last sometimes for like a week after. So it's not going to be worth it for me to try them out. But there are plenty of people out there who probably don't have a physical condition, right? Or have physical issues when eating wheat or seitan, things like that. But they choose not to because they believe that it's unhealthy for you, even though the science doesn't seem to support that claim. Because let's face it, not all gluten is the same as other gluten products, right? Not all wheat products are the same as other wheat products. But in today's day and age, I would say it's a clear advantage to having a plant-based product that everyone can eat, right? Whether you have issues with it or that you just choose to not eat wheat, now you have the choice to buy VRYYF's product, right? Which opens up the market even more. That is an edge that Beyond Meat has, and the Tattoo Chef and Impossible Foods as well. And now it's going to be an edge that the Very Good Butcher is going to have, which is excellent, right? But another thing that they're going to share with Beyond Meat is that they don't have soy. And this is a really large thing as well, right? So when people are going to choose their meat alternatives, they don't want gluten, they don't want soy, because the same thing there, soy, a lot of people have issues with it. I'm not talking about physical issues, but they believe that it's dangerous or it's bad for you to eat too much of it. Well, maybe you shouldn't eat too much of anything except maybe kale. But let's be real, right? People have issues with soy. So if they have products now, they used to have it already, no soy in their products. Now they even have a product with no gluten. So no soy and no gluten is going to give them an even larger advantage. And I personally believe that having these more accessible product line in their arsenal is going to make them look a lot more attractive to other stores out there, right? Other chains of stores out there, because a lot of stores are familiar with Beyond Meat. They're familiar with these products having no gluten, right? And they know that they probably sell pretty good. And as we know, in the US, still of all plant-based burgers and plant-based meats, whatever you think of Beyond Meat, they're still the most popular line, right? So if we're having another alternative that also has no gluten and no soy, well, that can just mean great things for the Very Good Food Company, right? Now, will they be able to compete with Beyond Meat? Well, maybe to some extent, I do believe they could, since it does seem that they're going to keep their whole foods approach, right? And people who are worried about their health will look favorable on that. But I do believe that's going to take a long time before we can actually see them taking some market share from Beyond Meat, considering that Beyond Meat's burger is all about being as meaty as possible, both in taste and in texture. So it could be difficult in the long run. But again, there will always be the customers who are more health conscious, right? And in the end, right now, this space, this market is really open. There's ample room for them both. So I'm not worried about that. Now, I'm really looking forward to see how well these babies can actually sell. And I'll be interested to see what kind of sell-through they'll have in comparison to their original product, right? Folks, let me know down in the comments. Eventually, which of these products will sell the best, you think? The original one with wheat or the gluten-free? I'm interested to hear your opinion on this. Well, folks, I truly hope you're happy with the news. And if you found some value in this video, make sure to show me the value with giving me a thumbs up as fast as possible, right? And if you would like to have more information and analysis on companies in the plant-based sectors like the Very Good Food Company, Oatly, Tattoo Chef, Beyond Meat, to name a few, make sure to subscribe and don't forget that magical bell button. Thank you, folks. I truly appreciate your help. And as always, do not forget, this was not financial advice. These were just my own thoughts and opinions. It's important to do your own due diligence and invest safe. Hope to see you soon, folks, and peace out.